People faking their own death, for whatever reason, is fairly rare, but certainly not unheard of. Today's list takes a look at 5 people who attempted this for their own personal reasons. Number 5. John Darwin. John and Anne Darwin were a couple who spent way much more than they could afford. This resulted in debts of tens of thousands of pounds. They saw a way of escaping their debt. They would fake John's death and then collect the insurance money payout. On March 12, 2002, John left in his canoe and disappeared. Within hours, a large search of the area where he had been seen occurred, and the following day, a paddle was found, making everyone fear the worst. On March 22nd, his smashed canoe was found. When February 2003 came around, he was declared legally dead. This meant his wife could cash in on the insurance policy and pay off the money they owed. This also left enough money for both of them to start a new life. December 1st, 2007, John turned himself in to the police, telling them he had no memory of what had happened and thought he was a missing person. The fraud was eventually uncovered when it was proven that he had been with Anne the whole time. Benny Wint. This guy led a troubled life and was into drugs, getting involved with a South Carolina drug ring. He decided he wanted a fresh start in life. However, concluded the only way he could do this was if everyone else thought he was dead. While on holiday during September 1989, he swam out past the breakers at Daytona Beach and wasn't seen again. He left behind his fiancée and young daughter, who was from a previous marriage. Benny made a new start in North Carolina, calling himself Bill Sweet. He acquired a common-law wife and had a son. They didn't know anything about his true identity until he was stopped by the police in 2009 for a traffic violation. His fingerprints came back as belonging to a dead man, so he had to explain the truth. Getting out of a dodgy Tinder date can be a hard task. However, for Anna Gray, extreme measures were taken to avoid a man she had met on a dating site. After a while, Anna decided she wasn't ready for a relationship, so attempted to break it off, but the man she met wasn't prepared for that. One day, the man Anna had met messaged her saying, "I think we need to have a date tonight. I'll be around your house in 30 minutes. Anna, freaked out by this, made a decision which would help her avoid the date. She pretended to be the sister of herself, and replied saying Anna had been admitted to hospital with a serious illness. When the man continued to persist, pushing to meet, she sent a final text saying Anna is dead. The man never replied, though did apparently find her a few months later on another dating website. A man named Gennaro went out to spearfish early on the day of April 13th, 2008. After failing to return home, his wife reported him as missing. The civil guard found his car with his belongings inside. However, his diving and fishing gear was missing. Only a flipper was found. Gennaro was in a large amount of debt, which meant police began to suspect he had faked his own death. His family denied he would ever do that because of his young child at home, plus another being due. He was eventually found in South America, getting handed back over to Spain, where he was arrested. Many of us have gone over our mobile phone data allowance, resulting in a hefty bill, or wished we could leave and move on to another network with better service. When Corey Taylor got told he would need to pay $175 to escape his contract, he pretended he was dead to avoid paying it. He had apparently read online that many companies would terminate the contract completely of those who had died. He got fake death documents made and sent over to his provider by a friend. However, the company soon caught on and he was forced to pay.